So the video I'm making right now is going to be about a deathmatch on here. So this is about 11 minutes of deathmatch footage, multiplayer. This is offline. I like a lot of the characters that I purposely put in on this. This is what I was kind of talking about previously when you wind up fighting Gingerbread Man. I didn't reference no bunny or anything like that. But yeah, TimeSplitters always had a lot of characters in it. A lot of, just like that Gingerbread Man right there. It's like pretty cool to fight him. Same thing with the duck and any other characters, the robot, the fish robot, all that. I'm not too into the mutants. I think they kind of look a little grotesque. That's what their goal is. But I'm not a big fan of that. So this was a really big thing, in my opinion, at the time when TimeSplitters came out, because during this era there wasn't a whole lot of games that had this. So you had GoldenEye 64 back in the day, and that was a really big thing, and multiplayer was huge on it for the 64. And we're not comparing PCs or computers. This is just like if I was 12 years old and I was playing GoldenEye 64 on Christmas when I got my 64, and that was my first game for the 64. And you played that, and then you wound up hanging out with your friends, and maybe you'd have one or two people, and you know, maybe me and my friend have a 64, and so I've got a controller, he's got a controller, and now we play one-on-one, and then we're like, oh, there's 4 slots in here, and then you can wind up playing up against each other, but we're only able to play up against each other. So me, a friend of mine, or me and 3 friends of mine when I was younger. Or we could rotate the controllers if you had a lot more people. But still, your only option to be sectioned off into 1 screen, 2 screens, 3 screens, or 4 screens within 1 screen to play each other at that time. And then Perfect Dark came out, and it did have bots in it. And that was a major improvement on there, on, like, hypothetically, the Nintendo 64 scene. After that, we played that for years also, and this would be, in my opinion, the next improvement, because it incorporates all the same kind of things, except the AIs were better, the cartoons, or cartoon graphics on it were even better. The dimensions were way better. You know, I guess if you're going to go compare Nintendo 64 games to PlayStation 2 games. This game obviously went on to other platforms in the future. You know, you'd have TimeSplitters 2 with, it was on the PS2, the Xbox, and the GameCube. And TimeSplitters 3, the same idea. I don't remember exactly what platforms that was on. But yeah, the whole multiplayer function on here was pretty cool. There's a whole bunch of same ideas that this is all like very, like, it was rooted from GoldenEye, I would say. Kind of refined a little better on Perfect Dark, and then they really got it refined in TimeSplitters. And I personally feel TimeSplitters 1 is the best game out of the entire franchise, but TimeSplitters 2 did come in with the innovative graphics. 1, just for me, in my opinion, is the best out of the franchise. Whether or not it doesn't have as good of graphics as 2 or 3, but the multiplayer was better, the map builder was better, all that. And the map builder was a huge thing, which I guess we'll be going into that later on, but that was like, when I got TimeSplitters 1, and I could build my own custom levels. I thought that was really cool. You know, it wasn't like I had a PC when I was younger, but it became excessively outdated, and I started. It wasn't like I was the kid that was playing Duke Nukem 3D back in the day, with making my own map design. That came way later in my age, I guess. I did wind up having a computer when I was 15, but I wasn't doing all that kind of stuff at that time. So these kind of ideas were really kind of innovative to me, whether or not someone else had predated that by playing Duke Nukem 3D or some other kind of game that they would play. But which I'm going to be making Duke Nukem 3D videos shortly. I think I exported one up here. And what I'm going to do is, after this, when I get all these levels put together, I'm putting these out independently. Obviously, I'm not going to go incorporate the multiplayer in with the main game. But when I play all of the levels, I am going to eventually combine them all, and it'll probably be all the same audio that's on here, because I'm just going to, you know, I'll just drag and drop, and then I'm going to export the entire thing. But because otherwise I don't see the point of doing a new erase my audio tracks, then put all brand new and spend an additional hour recording my voice. I apparently don't mind doing that in the first place, but that sounds like a waste of time. But what I am gonna combine them all. Just and I don't see the purpose of doing this on a hard difficulty. This is a gameplay. These are gameplay videos. These aren't walkthroughs. These are walkthroughs, then yeah, I'd probably put it on the hardest difficulty setting, or even I'd have to make multiple videos, because there is different things you have to do in a level depending on your difficulty setting. So, like, hypothetically, with this easy mode, that I'm not playing it on easy necessarily on this multiplayer, but on the main game, I have it set on easy, because I know I'm just showing you the gameplay, showing you where to go, I guess, basically initially. But there's easy, medium difficulty, and hard, or whatever. And if you have easy, it's like one objective. If you have medium, it's like maybe 2 or 3 different things, and then like maybe like 5 or 6, or even just 1, 2, and 3 for the medium and hard difficulties. But obviously, there's different proportions of the map you're going to explore. Maybe one part you're kind of walking over here, and you just go here, you pick the item up, and you run all the way back. And then, instead of that, like, you have to do some other things also prior to even grabbing that item to complete that. And then sometimes, even within those, they have certain parameters where, like, you gotta beat this on medium difficulty within this time frame, and then you earn a character, you earn a multiplayer map, or whatever. Or you earn something like, hypothetically, like a paintball mode, or big head mode, or this is invincibility, or this is invisibility, or whatever, you know. But, you know, different things have different challenges. I've already completed these challenges, I don't know, over 20 years ago. And so I don't see the point of doing all that. Plus, I'm not playing games non-stop like when I was a teenager, you know. So I just spend a few hours a day playing them, if I even do that. Sometimes I don't even feel like playing a game. Sometimes I just feel like just watching television or something. I don't get the same excitement I did when I was younger. But I do kind of get excitement on a scenario like this, with playing these games because this is a nostalgic factor, and especially if they remake it right. And I would say this is actually a true remake, but you know it's a modification because these games were never three games within one game, which I think that's awesome. You know, if you could do that. Like, I don't know how often you have three games put in within one game, because it's quite possible. You know, obviously you can see they did it here. Um, but the Deathmatch is basically the same. I would probably compare this Deathmatch. Like, this is a level from TimeSplitters 2, this scenery right here. This is, I believe, actually the very first level in TimeSplitters 2. If it's not, I'm mistaken, I guess, but I think this is actually the very first level of TimeSplitters 2, where I'm playing right here. And I consider this kind of like a little mockery of a GoldenEye level. But this is obviously a deathmatch portion of it. But,
One kill to go.
well, I don't know, I'm getting ready to finalize this video right here. I've just been yapping. And I hope you guys enjoyed getting to watch this deathmatch video. And have a great day.